your first step right now.
Yeah, well, here we are in Corunna, and it's a fascinating place. There's a whacking great big fortress and gun position behind us from the era just prior to the Napoleonic Wars, and a lot of history in this place. As you can hear from the background noise, we're sitting here patiently waiting out what is a pretty ferocious storm coming around Finisterre and making its way up the Bay of Biscay. So what have we done with our time? Well, luckily, Andrew has provided us with a home from home in an amazing hotel in the middle of Corunna. And we spent the afternoon, unhappily for all of us, particularly the English people on board, the Welsh people on board rather, who support anybody playing England, and of course for the two Scots that were with us, watching Scotland put in an amazing game against England, but managing somehow or other to throw away 3 try-scoring opportunities, literally by missing a pass. So in any other situation, Scotland would have thrashed England, and deservedly so. What are you playing? What are you still playing?
No, yesterday it was Ireland.
Ireland, sorry, playing Ireland, that's right, yeah. So okay, well, anyway, of course, our delight was, I'm getting slightly mixed up because I drank too much beer and whiskey yesterday. Our delight was, of course, when France played an amazing game and stuffed England. So there we are. The disappointment that Scotland did not do better, but a degree of jubilation that our English friends got stuffed.
So, separate from the rugby analysis, what's your take on the journey so far?
Well, it's been interesting. The wind has been against us all the way, so we've had to do quite a lot of motoring. There's definitely an issue, in my view, having done 5,000 miles of delivery last year, and now I'm into what could be 1,800 miles on this trip. There's an issue with the fuel gauges on yachts and how they work and whether or not they're telling you the truth. We ran out of diesel here when the fuel gauge was showing that it was still a quarter full. However, it is a sailing yacht, and so the jib was deployed and we sailed virtually into the marina, dropped the jib, restarted the engine, or the engine being chugging away, and made our way onto a pontoon. So the seamanship has been excellent, but I just think we're let down by the very poor technology that's built into yachts these days. Any of my friends?
Completely agree. We could have done with a heater.
Yeah.
We could have done with some hatches that didn't leak. The auto helm gave up on us for a couple of hours. On Friday, was that?
Friday coming in
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah.
Gave up, which was not a great deal of fun because of course it gave up whenever the wind was beginning to pick up heavily. But it's been good. I'm so glad to have done it. I'm not sure I'd want to do it again tomorrow to leave. Next time I do that, it'll be in a bigger boat that doesn't have leaky hatches.
I think that's the same for me actually, because I've had 2 pretty benign crossings of Biscay, but this one has been a bit more of a reality check. I think there's a timely thing to happen. Yeah.
But it's been good. What about you, Emily? Was it what you expected it to be?
I didn't really know what to expect. This is my first long delivery, my first kind of long expanse of time on a boat, so it's been interesting. The company's been good, which is always a bonus. And yeah, with the winds and squalls we've had the last 24 hours, I'm glad we're not crossing Biscay now.
Well, it might be that I'm the one who's stuck in the airport and I have to go back. That would be ironic. But anyway, heading.
You know where
back.
we are if you need to come back.
If I need to lift home, lift somewhere sunnier. Well, I'm sorry I'm not going to be joining for the sunny, warm part of the trip, because I suspect it will be. We'd one good period, couple of hours of nice sunshine and blue skies. but I gather it's quite warm in London just now, about 13 or 14 degrees.
Yeah.
Scotland, I think, is a bit colder and wetter constantly, but it's been great. What do you think, Skipper?
Yeah, great crew. Everyone knows what to do, when to do it, and you don't need to point out very little. It's doing a delivery in March of this length over 5 countries. The weather's just the biggest factor, and we're looking at the weather forecast for this week, and we've got a window opening tomorrow at lunchtime, and it closes again on Wednesday night. So we'll go from La Corunna down to Bayona and change the scenery and take advantage of every little weather window we get. But we can now go down the Portuguese coast, and hopefully it won't be as windy as this. So we'll check in again once we're a bit further on our journey.
I think here's to us for a good trip.
Yeah,
Might have
here's
taken
to
a little bit longer than
a really
expected
good crew,
due to
a
weather.
really good crew.
Yeah, good
absolutely.
crew.
Brilliant
well-oiled
crew.
team, yeah, well-oiled team.
Yeah. Especially with refuelling. We came into a fuel
Refuelling.
dock, we know exactly what to do.
We know exactly what to do. That's right.
So
Anywhere
we're-
in the world we can refuel a yacht without spilling a spot of diesel and guaranteeing that the canisters are completely empty and dry as well.
Challenge accepted.
So we're now sat in the marina in Palma, having bumped into our Croatian friends from La Corunna, 3 boats up, and there must be about 2,000 boats in this marina. So they're having another party tonight, and that's the end of 1,700 miles. Quite mixed weather, very mixed weather. Not sure I'd pick March to deliver a yacht down the Portuguese coast in the future, but we ducked in out the worst of the weather and
Found some beautiful spots.
found some amazing spots.
Uxia was
Real
a
gem.
real gem to find,
Yeah,
and came at the right time when we were getting pounded by bad weather and with the problems of hand steering. An interesting approach with a prominent reef pointed out by my learned friend over here. And
the learned,
Turn more to starboard. Note that there's breaking waves.
our learned friend jumped ship, so he's not with us anymore.
oh, yeah, well, this is our, what would you call it, sailor learning.
It was blind navigation on acid, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, turbocharged blind navigation.
yeah,
If I get that in my yacht master, I'll be fine.
it was fine, yeah.
Everything's easier than
And you
that.
come around the corner and there's a fishing boat, a very large fishing boat, parked right across the entrance to the marina with just enough room to squeeze a yacht through. Yeah. But they were lovely people. That was the great thing
Yes,
about it.
very
Everywhere
helpful.
we've been, well, almost everywhere we've been, they've been lovely people who've helped us with our lines, with advice, with just being, good people that run marinas. But I think it's interesting because it has been an adventure, isn't it?
It has, from
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah,
Starting with snow on the boat and ending in sunshine.
that's right. Yeah,
And hail,
Oh, the hail.
yeah. Hail.
and lightning,
Yep.
and well, we've had torrential rain, but out of that, we're not really a huge amount of rain, have we? With more
No.
water coming over the bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rogue rolling waves that just spun us.
That's right.
Yeah, surfing downwind in Costa de la Morta was a thrill ride, white knuckle ride.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, was that when we had the 34 knots as well?
Wow.
Overnight?
No, yeah, that was down off of what was it? Down up.
Before we came into Cartagena, like that stretch
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, Costa del Sol.
Yeah. We seem to have learned a lot about boat electronics in a practical sense, and also in a way which we didn't expect and probably didn't want. But it's been interesting, and this idea that taking a boat 1,700, 1,800 miles,
Yeah, 17.
is a job is really rather odd. It is a huge adventure, and these things are what you make of them in a way, and the people, both on and off the boat, are what really make it.
And as captain, I have to say how wonderful Brian and Emily have been. Emily's knowledge of sails, wind awareness, and just a willingness to just get on with things around the boat is superb. And Brian, very experienced sailor, and just great at getting things done. You do not want to board marine in a boat. So
Or you do want to board marine on a boat.
They find something to do.
you do.
Yeah.
Find them something to do.
Fixing door handles.
That's right, fixing door handles. That's right.
And it's been a blast. I mean, the weather put us into Cartagena, and we had a lovely day and a half
Yeah.
ashore. A gorgeous city. And we were swept off our feet walking up the high street, so I think out in the water would have been a bit grim.
Yeah.
So,
I think the value of passage weather, give them a good
And
push and
navionics.
ride, and navionics is quite incredible, really, because we were able to plan not whole vast distances that we wanted to sail,
But 2 or 3
but
days.
the legs
pretty-
that actually made up staying just behind the bad weather and in the good weather, and that's pretty fundamental, really. How people managed even 10 years ago, I mean, God knows.
well, going into Moxia
would not
on a
have
paper
happened.
chart would not have happened.
No.
You know,
No.
you would never have attempted that.
No.
In the dark, with no proper ship's compass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a hand bearing compass instead of
Yeah.
a binnacle
Actually,
compass.
like-
There's no light.
I can show you, this is the binnacle, by the way. That's it.
It's a virtual binnacle.
It's virtual binnacle. Nothing else.
So Antelope has got us through. Few teething issues along the way, but
Yeah,
you know.
it's a heck of a boat. It's sort of understated, isn't it? You look at it, you think that's the sort of thing, husband and wife and a couple of kids would go on holiday in.
Yeah, But-
Until
you find the anchor's the size of is Tom Thumb size.
yeah,
And it's cat's cradle with all the different ropes.
yeah,
But they're all different colours and they're all labelled, apart from
Yeah.
one and Polar.
and
Yeah.
it's carbon fibre mast and rod stainless steel rigging. It's pretty, and it's a famous racing boat.
It is. It's got a pedigree. The Croatians, 3 boats down, they race against it.
Yeah,
They recognise this boat instantly.
instantly, yeah.
And it steers to perfection. I've never had been on a boat with pinpoint steering.
Yeah,
So
like
nice
this.
to hand steer.
Absolutely so easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
fine-tuned, really. That's what it's
Oh, and the Raymarine guy that we found in Cascais was pretty spot on. Was it
Carlos.
Cascais?
Yeah, I mean, you get
That seems a long
no
time
one will
ago.
touch Raymarine. You phone other engineers and other places. That's why we hand steered 300 miles. But we get into Cascais. The guy comes out, takes the cover off the box, and says, "Oh, it's the ship's computer." Unplugs it. Said, "That's your problem sorted." I thought, no,
Let's go test
I'm going
it."
to need a little bit more convincing than that. He said, "Well, your auto helm isn't calibrated. Let's go out and calibrate it." And he did, and it's been better now than it was
than
before.
it ever was.
So-
It's been fantastic. Well, it's been amazing.
I have to find out what a gyroscopic compass does, because we've been running with the control unit plus the flux gate,
And that's it.
and the wheel used to jerk a bit. It
Now it's
So
smooth.
smooth.
yeah,
Yeah. There's no click, click, click. It just smoothly turns. And very little
Yes.
movement.
and we've got on well together. 2 hours on, 4 hours off seemed to work best.
Yep.
I mean, I think 3 hours would have been a bit of a drag in the cold. We
Oh,
had
100%.
we had to heat our gloves. The water heater is under the chart table seat.
Yeah.
And when you come off watch with wet, cold gloves, they go in there. So 4 hours later, they're
Yeah,
dry
nice and
and
warm.
warm.
Yeah.
So
Best check that's empty.
Huge morale thing. The other thing is, is that you find sort of people's specialities in terms of cooking. The skipper does an amazing omelette, absolutely amazing. Emily can cook virtually anything and does it really nicely.
And last night's meal I have to say it was one of the best I've ever had.
But I mean, and I can do most things provided I've got tomato sauce to start off with.
Well, it's the base of everything. But your chicken chorizo today was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yep. And the chicken and bacon bits last night was good.
Yeah. And it is fun. From the point of view of the crew, the skipper has a very straightforward approach to feeding us, and it's called heat and eat. So most of the stuff we've got is either in bottles or tins. It's amazingly easy to prepare, and in fact from start to finish, if you've got your act together, which I unfortunately don't always have, it's about 15 minutes to do a pasta and sauce and something added, and with sufficient volume to keep, 3 people absolutely full of energy.
But
and it works, doesn't it?
It does work, but we do have to give Brian a big credit because he did keep us fed over Biscay, which can't have been the easiest job.
That's right. Yeah.
There was some big waves there,
Yeah,
and you still kept us fed with the hot meal, so
That was fun.
definitely some credit to you
right,
there.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take up juggling. I'm going to start off juggling.
Or skating.
See if I can juggle a
Yes.
saucepan and a frying pan and a bottle of tomato sauce at the same time.
So that about sums up our journey. So that's
It is.
Yeah.
Antelope out.
Yeah, Antelope out.